Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, someone said, and I'm quoting, it's time to put Trump in a bullseye, or in the bullseye. And that is none other than the current President Biden. He said this a few days ago. So I will try to unpack a little bit this statement as an investigator. So, when a crime occurs, you as an investigator try to get the hands on all the evidence you can. You interview everyone and you find out as much as you can in an objective way. And then, you analyze the information you got, the evidence and the testimonies or the statements. And then you create, before you start doing, starting your real investigation, you create some alternate hypothesis. And what is that? You think about, okay, Gigi, what could have happened? All right, maybe this is what happened. Okay, let's put this the first hypothesis. Then we say, okay, maybe that happened. Another hypothesis. And you put as many hypotheses as you can think of that could be relevant to the investigation, to the crime. And you put them in a kind of a hierarchy, the most probable to the least probable. It doesn't mean that the least probable eventually could prove, once you find the lead, it's going to get you to solve the crime. But nevertheless, that's how you do it. And then you start with the most probable, and then you go to the least. You try to, eliminate all the possibilities. And you gather information, and as you go, you open maybe some other hypotheses that you didn't think of before. So let's say you have a crime in a neighborhood, and someone tells you that the neighbor said that he's going to hurt that person that, unfortunately was, murdered. Then you immediately go to the neighbor who is one of the prime suspects, together with the wife of the victim. Why? Because that's the way it works. So if someone says, hey, you know what, the neighbor said that I'm going to take care of you, Gigi, and in 4 days Gigi is taken care of, now that's a strong hypothesis, and you try to figure out what's going on. So you go and interview the people, you go and do all your checks and so on. In this case, we have Joe Biden, who made some claim. And remember, certain things could be, just said metaphorically. But when it's a crime, you take it as, this is the statement. And then we're going to find out, where have you been, blah, blah, because you said it. You're going to find out the context, you find out all those things. But you still are the primary victim, perpetrator, or suspect. So, alleged perpetrator. So, in this case, just a suspect. So, let me show you here an article from the BBC News. And it says, Republicans accuse Biden of inciting Trump shooting. Now, I don't know if that's inciting Trump shooting, but definitely the rhetoric coming from some people, like, oh, Trump is a Nazi, Trump is a fascist, Trump is this, and then the white terrorists, the far right, these guys with them crazy MAGA extremism, they attack a certain kind of group or a few groups, and they push the rhetoric to, if those guys are the Nazis or the fascists, or I don't know, Trump is Hitler, then kind of like, what would you do if you could take care of Hitler, You're not going to let him go and start over, right? Right. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but let's be logical. Let's see what Trump said, and then we're going to go and analyze it in the context of NordStream 1, NordStream 2 pipelines, I would say international terrorist act that was. Sabotage, however you want to call it. Why? Because the same thing happened over there. Someone, which in this case is the same person, which is Joe Biden, said about Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines, that if Russia invades over there, we were going to make sure that we're going to stop it. And someone took care of the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines, and indeed they got stopped. Now, could be someone else, yeah, but still the prime suspect is still the guy who said it and the entities that he represents, which is United States of America. However you want to twist it, you said it, and not only you, and it happened. So you didn't speak metaphorically about it. So it's even worse. So let's see what Biden said regarding Trump and the bullseye. It's in this article right here. And we read over here. According to Politico. You see that over there? According to Politico. Now, if Politico is lying, I'm lying too, right? Biden said on the call, and I'm quoting, "I have one job, and that's to beat Donald Trump. I'm absolutely certain I'm the best person to be able to do that. So, we're done talking about the debate. It's time to put Trump in a bullseye." So, we're done talking about the debate. It's time for this kind of, however you want to interpret that. So, me, or I, being a poor immigrant, I checked the dictionary, right? And I'm just going to show you also a visual verification what a bullseye is. So this is what I did. All right, get ready, set, and go. Bullseye dictionary. The center of the target in sports, such as archery, shooting, and darts. All right, so this is the definition. And for people who have problems, we got this one. So this is the visual representation of a bullseye. That's a target, okay? So when Biden says here, it's time to put Trump in a target, in a bullseye. And when did this happen? Let's see. All right, let's see if it says. This article is from July 15th, obviously. On Sunday, nearly a dozen lawmakers pointing the fingers at Biden and Democrats at large. The shooting, a former, Many are pointing out to a comment from Mr. Biden while on private phone call without donors last week. So last week happened that, and this week happened this. I don't know who did it. As of now, we know it was that 20-year-old person who got shot by the Secret Services, like, I would say, yes, Oswald was shot by Mr. Rubinstein. All right, so anyway, so what do you think? There's not going to be a Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines. We're going to stop it. We're not going to let you. We're going to stop it. And they stopped it. It got stopped. That's the problem. We don't know who did it, but who's the prime suspect? All right, and here the same thing. Now, I don't have any, how should I put it, evidence to make the connection between what happened to that tragic event with Donald Trump and the statement. But don't you think that's strike number 2 of saying something idiotic like a prophecy, and then in a few days or months it happens? I don't know. Just was that food for thought? Is that how my fellow Americans will say? Well, you think about that too. As I said, I don't make any connections between those guys. You need more evidence that would support the connection between the two. And since 1963 records of JFK's assassination are still sealed, I'm suspecting we're not going to find anything. And in an article today that I covered, Joe Biden in his speech, not in an article, I covered the speech to the nation of Joe Biden. He said that he is going to start an investigation, like they started in 1963 with JFK's assassination. They started, yes, they did. They started a big investigation, and then they figured out it was Oswald alone. So, yeah, okay. Now, an investigation should occur, but I have zero trust in its outcome. Why? 1963. When the government can't solve a crime like that, it's very suspicious. Remember how fast these guys arrest one person just by, or remember how fast these guys know if you filed something wrong in your taxes. how fast they send you a letter notifying you that you failed to add those $5 in your taxes. Therefore, with penalties, you're going to pay about $529 and interest. Okay? So I'm very skeptical about this kind of things. So good luck. Maybe we're going to find out who did it. We already know. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.